Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Natty and today I'm doing a universities tag. So I asked people on my Instagram to ask me questions university related. For those who do not know, I do have a BSc in psychology and criminology from the University of Monash, South Africa, and I also have an LLM Masters in international commercial law from the University of Northampton. So today I'll be answering questions related to studying law in the UK and psychology as well in South Africa, what it was like. So yeah, let's get right into the video. So I have the questions on my iPad, so I'm going to be reading from there and answering as we go. So the first question that I have is, what kind of psychology did you study? So because I did psychology at undergrad, it wasn't really specified as to what kind of psychology it is. It's just general. So I did all kinds of modules from cognitive psychology, social psychology, community psychology, statistics with psychology, research. Basically, it was just a bunch of different psychology modules. So the next question that I have here is, what was the most surprising thing about studying psychology? I think the most surprising thing for me was that we had to do stats. One of the reasons why I started doing psychology is because I didn't like maths. I was not good at maths. So I just thought, okay, psychology suits my character. It's something I always wanted to do, so why not do it? I had no idea that we were going to be doing the stats. So that was like absolutely shocking. The second thing that was shocking was how when people would ask me, oh, what are you studying in university? And I would say, I'm doing psychology and criminology. And they'll be like, oh, can you tell me what I'm thinking right now? Like, what? That was always like how people would react.
Like, can you tell me what I'm thinking right now? Or can you read me, what kind of person am I? Or what are my deepest, darkest secrets? Like,
how am I supposed to know that? The next question I have here is, what A-levels did you study? Guys, my A-levels had nothing to do whatsoever with what I went to do in uni. So basically, I did business studies, I did geography, I did English language, and I did history. Like, nothing whatsoever to do with psychology, nothing whatsoever to do with law. So yeah. So the next question I have here is advice for students looking to study criminology. Like I said before, I did a double major in criminology and psychology, and if you're looking to study criminology, I would suggest that you do it as a double major with something else, because that way it opens more opportunities for you. But in general, criminology can be emotionally draining. So yeah, you need to be aware of that as well. But yeah, in general, I absolutely love that subject. I would do it all over again. The next question that I have here is a degree even that important when people without them are still able to live decent lives? I think it just depends what the path you're trying to take. Some people, school's not really for them. As a result, if they were to try and get a degree, they wouldn't really excel. But with some people, like for me, I think education is important. It's yeah, I think education is important. For me, being educated has opened various opportunities, and it has allowed me to meet people from different parts of the world. It has opened my social circle, and yeah, like for me, I wouldn't be half the person I am today if I was not educated. So yeah, I think a degree is important. It just depends on the kind of person you are. I personally am pro-education, so I mean, each to their own at the end of the day. But yeah, I would recommend getting a university degree. Like, it does not hurt to have one, even if you don't actually end up using it. It's always a good fallback plan. And yeah. The next question that I have here is, why did you switch programs when you started your postgrad? All right, so for undergrad I did psychology and criminology, as I've mentioned. I think this is the 100th time in this video. The reason why I switched programs is because I absolutely struggled with the psychology aspect, and I think it was when I was in my second semester of my second year that I realized I actually did not want to pursue a career in psychology. Initially, when I started uni, I wanted to be a forensic psychologist, but then I found that it was absolutely emotionally draining and I lost the passion for it. So I figured, what was the point of actually continuing to go and do a PhD in a course that I didn't actually want to do and I didn't have passion for? So I figured I would just struggle, I'd hate it, and it would be a waste of money. So I switched to law. Law is something, as a kid, I always wanted to be a lawyer. Always wanted to be a solicitor. So I was like, why not go back to my original passion? And yeah, I absolutely did not regret that. I loved studying law. I absolutely enjoyed it. So yeah, the next question that I have here is, would you recommend law? So I think with law, it depends what the kind of person you are. If you love reading and doing research, then I would suggest I would recommend it. But if you're not really into reading or doing research, you might struggle because you have to read, like, let me be honest, with studying law, you have to go through large volumes of books, of cases, of research. So if you're not into that sort of thing, you're going to struggle. That's just how I view it. The next question is, what advice do you have for other law students? I think this advice would apply for anybody who is going to uni, who is in uni, who is looking to go to uni, or who's doing any course that's academic. You need to manage your time well. Period. Guys, time management is fundamental when you're doing any university degree, and if you don't know how to manage your time, you are going to suffer, especially when you have competing priorities, i.e. you're working and you are at school. So you need to manage your time well. The next question is, did you find it difficult to decide on which university to go? No, not really. Naturally, guys, I like to plan my life well in advance. Like, I have a 5-year plan, a 2-year plan, a 1-month plan, a weekly plan. So I already knew where I was trying to go, like, before I even finished high school. So that wasn't difficult for me. And when I was doing my undergrad, I already knew that I think by second year, like I mentioned, second semester, I knew that I wasn't going to pursue a career in psychology. And yeah, I knew that I wanted to go to the UK. So I just basically planned and aligned myself with that path. So it was not difficult for me to know which uni I wanted to go to or which country I wanted to go to. The next question I have here is, did you do any internships? I sort of did something that was like an internship in my 3rd year. I did a course that was called Social Inclusion, and part of the course was that you had to volunteer at your allocated organization. So yeah, I did that for about 3 months, and it was yeah, guys, it wasn't the best experience because I think, like, I was in uni in Joburg, and to get there I had to use public transport, and it was in a place called Berea. And if any of you guys know Joburg, to get to Berea, you have to pass through places like Yeovil, Hillbrow, and you had to pass through Joburg CBD. Guys, it was the worst experience. But once I was actually in the place, it was like really amazing. I was working with kids, and yeah, the kids were orphans or abandoned. It was like absolutely rewarding. The next question here is, what happens during Freshers Week? So I attended Freshers Week for my undergraduate degree. That was absolutely amazing. I think Freshers Week is a great opportunity to join civil societies, to meet new people, and just get an idea of the lay of the land, where what is what, just like know the campus and so forth. So that was amazing. However, I did not attend Freshers Week when I went and did my master's because I just felt old. Like, there weren't that many postgrad students walking around campus during Freshers Week. So I was like, nah, I'll figure it out. I downloaded the campus map, and yeah, I was just like, you know what, this is what I'm gonna use on my first day of school. So I didn't go to Freshers Week for my postgrad. The next question I have is, does it actually rain every day? So I think this is a UK related question. Like, I think between the months of September to May, the weather is absolutely terrible. Like, guys, it's cold, it rains, it's just horrible UK weather. So yeah, it would rain quite a bit. Yeah, UK weather, guys, it's not that nice. Let's be honest. Like, when it's hot to the point that you feel like you're suffocating, and then when it's cold, it's freezing. I think for me it was absolutely like, the extremes were terrible, because coming from Africa is hot, but then UK is like, when the summers are just terrible. Like, I don't know how to explain them, guys. I did not like UK summer. Actually, at the end of it, I preferred UK winters to summer. The next question that I have here is, would you advise people to do a postgrad? I think it just depends with the career path you're trying to take, as well as the course you're doing. With some courses, you actually could get employed without having to do a postgrad. But if you're pursuing courses like psychology or basically social sciences and maybe arts, you might need to do a postgrad just to give you that up in the job market. And I think for me, a postgrad, I would recommend people to do it because it opens more opportunities. It actually also helps you with certain skills that are transferable in the job market. The next question I have is, did you study at home or in the library? For my undergrad, I did not really go into the library, guys. Like, I'm not really a library person. But for postgrad, I did go to the library once in a while. But in general, I like to study in my own room, in my own space, where there's no noise, there's no movement or any other disturbances. So yeah, I'm more of a study at home person. The next question is, which law schools did you apply to? So because I was doing postgrad, I was only given 3 options to apply to. So I applied to the University of Northampton, Anglia Ruskin University, and Hertfordshire. The next question is, how does a law degree work in the UK? So I think it depends which path you're trying to take. So if you are trying to be a solicitor in the UK, you would need to have an LLB. So if you don't have an LLB, like I don't, which means after your postgrad, which is a law degree, you would have to do what they call a GDL, which is 1 year. After that, you would have to do an LPC, which is another year, and then you'd have to do a training contract, which is about 6 months. The next question I have here is, what type of law did you study? I did international commercial law. So before I finish this video, guys, if you have questions pertaining to uni, I might just do a follow-up video that is more to the point, more specific about my courses that I did. But yeah, so guys, this brings me to the end of my video. All right, thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped somebody.